Hey everybody, Tom Bullington here with InMotion Realty. Hope you're doing great today. One of the frequently asked questions I get with buyers is, should we get a final walkthrough? It's one of those things where you don't have to do it, but I definitely recommend it. So if you're a buyer and you've gone through the whole process of buying a home, you've had the home inspected, you've gone through the process of getting a loan, all of that, and you've set a closing date and you're ready to close, maybe in, let's just say in 3 days, in 2 days. What I will do for buyers who request it, and I will actually recommend this for them, is we will do a final walkthrough of the property. Well, of course, a final walkthrough is not an exhaustive re-inspection of the property, but what we're looking for in a walkthrough situation is to make sure that nothing is out of place, that if the person has have moved out or the sellers have moved out, that there are no detrimental impacts on the home. So, for example, there's no holes in the walls, obvious things like this. There's no appliances missing that were part of the deal. There's nothing that was in the purchase agreement that the seller was supposed to leave behind and leave with the home. All of those things are still there. That all of the faucets are on. The water heater still works. The stove still works. The washer dryer is still there. All of these things to make sure the toilet's flush. All of these things to make sure that the home as purchased, as you're closing on, maybe in a couple days or the next day, that those things are all in place and that you're good to go for closing. I have run into a couple times where we've done the walkthrough on the morning of the inspections. Let's say the closing is going to be the 10 o'clock, so on the morning of the closing rather. Let's just say the closing is going to be at 10:30. We do the walkthrough at 8 o'clock, and something is wrong. Something is amiss. Something was supposed to be repaired by the sellers or supposed to be left by the sellers, and they just didn't do it. What do you do in that situation? Well, you don't have to sign the documents at that point. You can demand, you can request that everything be back, put back where it's supposed to be. Or if the sellers have left the community already, so let's just say I had a washer and dryer go missing. The sellers took it. They weren't supposed to take it to their home, their new home. They were out of town already. It's on the truck. They're gone, right? What we have to do is get back in touch with the sellers, and I coordinate this through the seller's agent and say, listen, Bob and Susan were supposed to leave the washer dryer with the home. They apparently took it, probably inadvertently. What are we going to do here? Typically what happens, and I think what happened in that case, is the sellers actually purchased a new washer dryer for the buyers, something like that. So before you close, you want to make sure you've done the walkthrough. This is why I don't do walkthroughs generally on the morning of the closing or just a few hours before the closing. Typically it's about a day to 2 days in advance of the closing to make sure if something is amiss, if something is out of order, that we can rectify the situation before we go to the closing table. So just kind of a hot tip for people that are looking to buy and are in the buying process. Make sure you get that final walkthrough, and of course, always do a home inspection. Right after you've signed the purchase agreement. Anyway, if you have real estate questions here for the Hastings area or anywhere in Minnesota and Wisconsin, I'm your guy, 651-402-6356. On the web at tombullingtonhomes.com. Hope you have a great day. Bye.